Hello everyone. In this session, I'll be explaining a question on amalgamation of companies. Let me read out the question now. A Limited and B Limited, carrying on business, agreed to amalgamate and form a new company called C Limited. The balance sheets of two companies on the date of transfer were as follows. On the asset side, they have given land and building of both the companies, plant and machinery, furniture, stock, data, cash at bank, cash in hand, and preliminary expenses only a company has. Then coming to the liability side, under the share capital, we have equity shares of rupees 100 each, 5 lakh and 3 lakh. Okay, here number of shares will be 5 lakh divided by 100, 5,000 shares in the A Limited, and 3 lakh divided by 100, 3,000 shares in B Limited. Then we have 6% preference shares of rupees 100 each. Again 5 lakh in A Limited, 5 lakh divided by 100, 5,000 preference shares of rupees 100 each. Then coming to B Limited, 2 lakh 50,000 divided by 100 comes to 2,500 shares in B Limited. Then 5% debentures, 40,000 only B company has. General reserve, 2 lakh and 70,000. Profit and loss account 1,15,000 and 55,000. Creditors 75,000 and 35,000. In the next paragraph, they have given the terms of agreement were as follows. That is, the purchase consideration consists of assumption of liabilities of both the companies, the discharge of debentures in B Limited at a premium of 5% by the issue of 7% debentures in C Limited, then the issue of 10 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share for each preference share held in both the companies. Then the issue of 10 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share and rupees 22 in cash for each equity share in A Limited, and 5 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share and rupees 80 in cash for every equity share in B Limited. The next point, all the assets and liabilities of both the companies, that is two companies, were taken over at their book values except that a provision of 5% on debtors is required. Then next point, in order to raise working capital and to pay the purchase consideration of C Limited, the C Limited decided to issue 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2.5 per share. You are required to prepare realization and shareholders account in the books of A Limited and show the opening balance sheet of C Limited. In this question, it is given that there were two companies called A Limited and B Limited which were carrying on business, and later they have decided to amalgamate and form a new company called C Limited. So there were two companies called A Limited and B Limited. Now they have decided to amalgamate and form a new company called C Limited. In the process of amalgamation, the business of A Limited and B Limited will be completely closed down. That is, they will go for liquidation, and the business of those two companies will be taken over by new company called C Limited. In the case of amalgamation, there are two selling companies. First selling company is A Limited and the second selling company is B Limited, and there is one purchasing company called C Limited. You have seen already in case of external reconstruction how the accounts are prepared and what are the journal entries required when one company is purchasing the business of other company. Amalgamation is also similar to external reconstruction, but one difference we find that in case of external reconstruction, there is only one selling company and one purchasing company. But here, in case of amalgamation, there are two selling companies, A Limited and B Limited, and one purchasing company. So, when we calculate the purchase consideration, we have to calculate twice. That is, what is the purchase consideration in case of first selling company, and then what is the purchase consideration in case of second selling company. Okay. And coming to the ledger accounts also, first we have to prepare the ledger accounts in the books of first selling company, that is A Limited, then ledger accounts in the books of B Company Limited, that is second selling company, and then we have to pass the journal entries in the books of purchasing company, that is C Limited, and finally we are preparing the balance sheet in the books of C Limited. So this is the procedure we follow in case of amalgamation. Okay, I hope you understood the procedure of preparing the accounts in case of amalgamation. Now let us analyze the question. Okay, the first point says the assumption of liabilities of both the companies. That is, the new company will take over all the liabilities of both the companies. So in case of A Limited, we do not have any debenture, but we have only sundry creditors amounting to 75,000. Then coming to B Limited, we have 5% debentures amounting to 40,000 and sundry creditors amounting to 35,000. So these three liabilities of both the companies will be taken over by new company, that is C Limited. Then the next point says, the discharge of debentures in B Limited at a premium of 5% by the issue of 7% debentures in C Limited. So here it is given that after the debentures are taken over, while incorporating the debentures in the books of C Limited, that is a new company, we have to write the agreed value. And the value at which the debentures are taken over is, they are taken over at a premium of 5%. The amount of debentures is 40,000. On that, if we calculate 5%, the premium amount comes to 2,000. So total agreed value will be 40,000 plus 2,000, which comes to 42,000. Okay. After they have been taken over and incorporated, they are going to exchange the old debentures for the new debentures. Earlier, in the books of B Limited, the interest was 5%, but in the books of C Limited, they want to issue the new debentures carrying 7% debentures. So you have to exchange the old debentures for the new debentures while incorporating or while recording the entries in the books of C Limited. Then the third point says, the issue of 10 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share for each preference share held in both the companies. Okay, this third point speaks about how the payments are made to the preference shareholders of both the companies. If you see the liability side, in case of A Limited, we have preference share capital of 5 lakh, and in case of B Limited, we have preference share capital of 2,50,000. So now we can easily calculate here what is the number of shares in A Limited and what is the number of shares in B Limited. Coming to A Limited, 5 lakh is the capital, divided by 100, we get 5,000 preference shares in A Limited. Then coming to B Limited, 2,50,000 divided by 100, we get 2,500 preference shares in B Limited. Okay. Now, how the ratio is given in case of A Limited and B Limited? It says, the issue of 10 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share, which means that actually the face value of one preference share is 10 rupees, but they are issuing at a premium of rupees 2. So total issue price will be 12 rupees for each preference share. So which means that if there is one preference share, they are going to issue 10 equity shares. Okay, now you can easily calculate in case of A Limited. For one preference share, they are going to issue 10 equity shares. Now at present, in case of A Limited, there are 5,000 preference share. So how many equity shares will be issued? So you have to do the cross multiplication. 5,000 into 10 comes to 50,000 equity shares will be issued to the preference shareholders of A Limited at a issue price of 12. So in order to get the total value of shares given, you have to multiply 50,000 into issue price 12 rupees. You will get the total payment made to the preference shareholders of A Limited. Similarly, we have to calculate in case of B Limited. The ratio is same. Okay, for each preference share, 10 equity share. For each preference share, 10 equity share. In case of B Limited, there are 2,500 preference shares. Okay, so what is the number of equity share? Again, cross multiplication, 2,500 into 10 comes to 25,000 equity shares of rupees 12 each. Okay, that will give you the total amount paid to or total value of equity shares issued to the preference shareholders of B Limited. Okay, then the fourth point says, the issue of 10 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share and rupees 22 in cash for each equity share in A Limited, and 5 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share and rupees 80 in cash for every equity share in B Limited. So this fourth point speaks about how the payment is made to the equity shareholders of A Limited as well as B Limited. When you read this point, you can easily understand that the equity shareholders of A Limited and B Limited both are paid in the form of equity shares in C Limited as well as in cash. Okay. Now, let us see how the payment is made to the equity shareholders of A Limited. The ratio is given like, for each equity share, they will issue 10 equity shares in new company. Now, at present, how many equity shares are there in A Limited? 5 lakh divided by 100, which comes to 5,000. So how many equity shares will be issued? So 5,000 into 10 comes to 50,000 equity shares of how much rupees? 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 means again here in this case also issue price will be 12 rupees. So 50,000 into 12 you get what is the value of equity shares given to the equity shareholders of A Limited. So this will be the payment in the form of equity shares. Similarly, they are also paid cash. Okay, what is the ratio of cash they have given? For one equity share they will pay rupees 22. Now at present there are 5,000 equity share. So what is the cash payment? Okay, so you have to multiply 5,000 into 22. You will get what is the cash paid to the equity shareholders of A Limited. Then let's see how the payment is made to the equity shareholders of B Limited. It is given that here 5 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2 per share and rupees 80 in cash for every equity shares in B Limited. Okay, now first let's see how the equity shares are issued. The ratio is for one equity shares they will give 5 equity shares. At present there are 3,000 equity shares in B Limited, that is 3 lakh divided by 100 we get 3,000. For 3,000 how many equity shares will be given? So 3,000 into 5 comes to 15,000 equity shares at a price of 12 rupees. Okay, then that will be the value of equity shares given to the equity shareholders of B Limited. Similarly, they are also given cash. Okay, the ratio is same. For one equity share 80 rupees is given. For 3,000 equity share what is the cash payment made? So 3,000 into 80 you will get what is the amount paid in cash to the equity shareholders of B Limited. So this is how we have to calculate the purchase consideration of A Limited and B Limited. Okay, the next point, all the assets and liabilities of two companies were taken over at their book values except that a provision of 5% on debtors is required. Okay, so while taking over all the assets and liabilities of A Limited as well as B Limited, they are taking over at book values, but in respect of debtors they want to create a provision of 5% on the debtors of both the companies, that is A Limited and B Limited. This point should be considered while incorporating the assets and liabilities of both the companies in the books of C Limited. If the agreed value is not given for the assets and liabilities, then we are assuming that book value itself is the agreed value. Okay, then the next point, let's see. In order to raise working capital and to pay the purchase consideration, C Limited decided to issue 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of rupees 2.50 per share. Okay, so it is given that in order to have working capital and to pay the purchase consideration to A Limited as well as B Limited, they have decided to go for issuing 30,000 equity shares to the public at a issue price of 12.50. Okay, face value is 10 plus premium of 2.50. For this also we have to pass the entry in the books of new company, that is C Limited. The requirement given here is we have to prepare the realization account and shareholders account in the books of A Limited only. We need not prepare the account in the books of B Limited. Then show the opening balance sheet of C Limited. But before we prepare the opening balance sheet of C Limited, we have to pass the journal entries in the books of C Limited. Okay, now we'll see the solution. Coming to the solution part, first we have to show the working note for the calculation of purchase consideration. Under that, purchase consideration in case of A Limited. Okay, here we have to include payment made to the preference shareholders and equity shareholders. Coming to payment made to the preference shareholders, they are paid in the form of equity shares. As we discussed, we have already discussed the ratio in which the preference shareholders are given equity shares. Okay, for one equity share 10 equity share. For 5,000 how many? So 5,000 into 10 comes to 50,000 into issue price 12 we get 6 lakh rupees. So this is the value of equity shares given to preference shareholders of A Limited. Then coming to the payment made to the equity shareholders, they are paid in the form of equity shares. Again the ratio was for one equity shares 10 equity share. For 5,000 how many? So again 5,000 into 10 comes to 50,000 into issue price is 12 we get 6 lakh. Okay, this is the payment made to the equity shareholders in the form of equity shares. Then they are also paid in the form of cash. For one equity share 22 rupees. For 5,000 equity share how much rupees? Okay, 5,000 into 22 comes to 1 lakh 10,000. So when you add the payment made to the preference shareholders in the form of equity shares, then payment made to the equity shareholders in the form of equity shares as well as cash, you get 13,10,000 total. Okay, that is the purchase consideration of A Limited. Similarly, we have to calculate the purchase consideration in case of B Limited. Here also we have to include payment made to the preference shareholders and equity shareholders. We have already discussed the ratio in which the shares are issued by C Limited to B Limited. Okay, coming to payment made to the preference shareholders, the ratio was 1. If you have one preference share, they will give you 10 equity share. At present, there were 2,500 preference shares. So, how many equity shares will be given? So, 2,500 into 10 comes to 25,000 into issue price is 12. So, total amount comes to 3 lakhs. So, this is the value of equity shares issued to the preference shareholders. Then the next point, that is payment made to the equity shareholders in the form of equity shares. The ratio was for one equity share, 5 equity shares were given. At present, there were 3,000 equity shares. So, how many? So, 3,000 into 5 comes to 15,000 into issue price 12. We get 1,80,000. Then payment made to the equity shareholders in the form of cash. For one equity shares, 80 rupees. For 3,000, how much rupees? So, 3,000 into 80 comes to 2,40,000. So, total here is 7,20,000. So, this is the purchase consideration in case of B Limited. Okay. Now, we have come to know that in case of A Limited, purchase consideration is 13,10,000, and in case of B Limited, purchase consideration is 7,20,000. The calculation of purchase consideration is very important. If you commit any mistake here, the entire solution goes wrong, because everywhere we are considering purchase consideration calculation. Okay. Then let us go to the first requirement, that is we have to prepare the ledger accounts in the books of A Limited. So, what are the accounts we have to prepare here? First, we have to prepare realization account, then purchasing company, that is C Limited's account, then equity shares in C Limited's account, bank account, preference shareholders account, and equity shareholders account. Okay, we have to follow the same step which we followed in case of external reconstruction. First step will be for preparing the realization account, second will be for transferring the credit and debit balances belonging to the shareholders, that is for both equity shareholders and preference shareholders, and then third one, that step 3 is relating to settlement of account. Okay, now coming to the first step, that is preparation of realization account. The first entry will be for transferring all the realizable assets to the realization account at their book values. So, here cash will be transferred only if it is taken over. Other asset, whether it is taken over or not, it has to be transferred. Okay, in this case it is given that the company is taking over all the assets and liabilities. Here you do not find anything in bracket like except cash, which means that even the cash is taken over by purchasing company. Okay, now what are the realizable asset we have on the asset side of A Limited? You have to see only A Limited's column. Okay, we have land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, stock, debtors, cash at bank, and cash in hand. Preliminary expenses are is not a realizable asset, so that should not be transferred. Okay, except preliminary expenses, all other realizable assets have to be transferred to the realization account at their book values. Okay, let's see the entry now. In the realization account, you have to write 2 land and building account, 2 plant and machinery account, 2 furniture and fittings, 2 debtors account, 2 stock account, 2 bank account, and 2 cash account. Okay, then this is the first entry for transferring all the realizable asset to the realization account at their respective book values. Then the second entry for transferring the provision against asset, if any, in the balance sheet. Okay, in the balance sheet we do not find any provision deducted from any of the asset, so we can skip that entry. Then the third entry will be for transferring the liability which are taken over by purchasing company. If you see the liability side of A Limited, there is only one liability, that is creditors, which is taken over by C Limited. So that has to be transferred to the realization account. The entry will be creditors account data to realization account. So here the entry on the credit side we find, that is by creditors account. Then the next entry will be for purchase consideration due. Okay, the entry will be purchasing company's account data to realization account. So here we have to write in the realization account by purchasing company, that is by C Limited's account. In the bracket you can write that purchase consideration due. Okay, we have calculated here what is the purchase consideration of A Limited. It is 13,10,000. So in the realization account we are writing by C Limited's account, and then in the C Limited's account we have to write to realization account. Okay, after that the fifth entry will be for discharge or the receipt of purchase consideration. We have seen here that purchase consideration is paid in the form of equity shares as well as cash. Okay, to the preference shareholders also they have issued equity shares, to the equity shareholders also they have issued equity shares. So the purchase consideration is paid to A Limited in the form of equity shares as well as cash. Okay, now what will be the entry? The entry will be equity shares in C Limited's account data, cash or bank account data to C Limited's account. So in C Limited's account the entry will come on the credit side, buy equity shares in C Limited's account amounting to 12 lakh, then buy bank account 1,10,000 to C Limited's account. Okay, after that in the respective accounts also we have to show the other part of the entry. In equity shares in C Limited's account we have to write to C Limited's account 12 lakh. Now how did you get this 12 lakh? 12 lakh is the value of equity shares given to the shareholders, that is equity shareholders and preference shareholders of A Limited. So 6 lakh is the equity shares given to preference shareholders, and another 6 lakh is the value of equity shares issued to equity shareholders. So 6 lakh plus 6 lakh will be 12 lakh. Okay. So in the equity shares in C Limited you have to write to C Limited's account 12 lakh. After this, the one more entry, this entry will come in the bank account. Let us discuss that later. Okay, then in the continuation of the journal entry sequence, the next entry will be for realizing the asset which is not taken over by a purchasing company. Okay, here all the assets have been taken over by the purchasing company. There is no any other asset which have to be realized by the selling company, so that entry you can skip. The next entry will be for transferring the profit or loss made while settling the amount of liabilities. Okay, here there was only one liability and it has been taken over by purchasing company. Okay, selling company is not making any payment towards the liability, so no question of having any profit or loss. Then the next entry will be for transferring the profit or loss while settling the account of preference shareholders. In this case you can just compare the capital of preference shareholders. What is the capital of preference shareholders in case of A Limited? It is 5 lakh. Okay, then you see the purchase consideration calculation. What is the value of equity shares given to them? 6 lakh. Actually they have to be paid only 5 lakh, that is their capital, but they are given shares worth rupees 6 lakh, which means that 1 lakh extra amount is paid, or extra value of equity shares have been issued to the preference shareholders. That will be a loss for the company. Okay, here you can calculate that in the preference shareholders account. In the preference shareholders account we show on the credit side their capital which we transfer in the second step by preference share capital account 5 lakh, but they are allotted the shares worth rupees 6 lakh. When you close preference shareholders account, you get the balancing figure here on the credit side. Now this represents loss on settlement of preference shareholders account. This has to be transferred to realization account. So here you will write by realization account, and in the realization account you can write to preference shareholders account, that is loss on payment of preference shareholders. Okay, after this entry we passing one more entry for payment of realization expenses, but in this question they did not give any information about realization expenses, so you can skip that entry. After that we will be closing the realization account to calculate whether there is profit or loss on realization. In the present example here, the total of debit side is more than the credit side. So debit side total is 14,34,900. Same total is written on the credit side also, and we are getting the balancing figure here on the credit side, which represent that there is loss on realization. This loss has to be transferred to the equity shareholders account. Okay, that we will show when we prepare the equity shareholders account. Then coming to the second step, that is for transferring the debit and credit balances belonging to the shareholders, that is for both preference shareholders and equity shareholders. Just now we discussed regarding the preference shareholders, we have to transfer their capital, and it has been transferred here by preference share capital account. Okay, now coming to the equity shareholders, we have to identify what are the credit balances belonging to them. Okay, if you see A Limited's column, we have to transfer their capital of 5 lakh rupees, then general reserve of 2 lakh rupees, profit and loss account, if it is given on the liability side, that represent profit, accumulated profit, this should also be transferred. These are the credit items belonging to the equity shareholders which we have to transfer. Then we have one more debit item, that is preliminary expenses, that should also be transferred to equity shareholders account. Okay, let us see the equity shareholders account. So first we will be transferring credit items like equity share capital, general reserve and profit and loss account. So we are transferring the credit balances belonging to the equity shareholders. Then one more debit item, that is preliminary expenses, we have to transfer. After that we should also transfer realization loss. In this case we had realization loss of 49,900. There you had written the entry equity shareholders account data to realization account. So in the equity shareholders account, entry will come on the debit side. Okay, after that we are going to close the realization account. So that will be the third step, that is for settlement of account. As you have seen here in the purchase consideration calculation, whatever the shares they get from the purchasing company valuing rupees 6 lakh, this will be given to the preference shareholders, and another 6 lakh will be given to the equity shareholders. So the entry should come in the equity shares in C Limited. Okay, the value of 12 lakh equity shares which they got from C Limited, they have to be allotted to preference shareholders. So the entry will be preference shareholders account data, equity shareholders account data to equity shares in C Limited's account. That is why in the preference shareholders account we have written here 2 equity shares in C Limited's account, and the balance have been taken as a loss on settlement to the realization account. Similarly, we have to transfer the other part of the entry here, that is in the equity shareholders account we have to write the entry on the debit side, that is 2 equity shares in C Limited's account amounting to 6 lakh. After this we are going to close the equity shareholders account and take the balancing figure. We get here balancing figure of 1,10,000. This will be the final settlement which has to be paid in cash. Okay, so we are writing equity shareholders account data to bank account. Coming to the bank account here, first we have to write the opening balance. Okay, opening balance here it was 87,000. We have to transfer 2 balance brought down. 87,000 will be the opening balance. Then the next entry we have to pass for transferring that to the realization account. We have to record the entry on the credit side by realization account. Here that entries are missing, you can add that. Okay, then when they pay the purchase consideration in the form of cash, what is the amount they got? 1,10,000. So the entry here was in the C Limited bank account data to C Limited's account. So here we have to write the other part of the entry to C Limited's account. Okay, after that here while setting the amount to the equity shareholders, we have written to bank account, equity shareholders account data to bank account. What is the amount we have paid? 1,10,000. So the entry will come here on the credit side by equity shareholders account 1,10,000. Thereby bank account will tally. We will not get any balancing figure. Okay, so these are the ledger accounts we have to prepare in the books of A Limited. Then in the requirement they did not ask us to prepare any ledger account in the books of B Limited, so we can skip that. Otherwise actually the procedure is to prepare the ledger account also in the books of second selling company, that is B Limited. Okay, now let us go to the second requirement, that is for preparing the opening balance sheet of C Limited. But before that we have to show the journal entries in the books of C Limited. First entry in the books of purchasing company will be for the acquisition of business. The entry is business purchase account data to liquidator of selling company's account. But here there are 2 selling companies, so we have to write business purchase account data to liquidator of A Limited. The purchase consideration of A Limited is 13,10,000. Then to liquidator of B Limited, purchase consideration is 7,20,000. So you can write the narration that being the acquisition of business. Then the second entry will be for incorporation of assets and liabilities. This is the third entry. We will discuss that later. The second entry is here for incorporation of various assets and liabilities of A Limited as well as B Limited. If you want, you can pass separate entries. If you do not want, you can club those 2 amounts and write here as a 1 entry. Okay, land and building account data, so they have added here A Limited's and B Limited, so total amount here is 7,20,000. Then plant and machinery, A Limited and B Limited together it is 9,18,000. Then furniture and fitting 79,000 plus 34,000, together it is 1,13,000. Stock 81,500 plus 52,000, 1,33,500. Coming to debtors, here they have added the book values, that is 56,000 and 24,600, but there was one condition of amalgamation, that is to create 5% provision on debtors, that you can show as a credit balance here. Okay, if you want, you can deduct here and write the net balance, or you can show here the gross amount and show here the provision separately. It is better to show it separately. Okay, so gross amount of 56,000 plus 24,600, so it is 80,600. Then cash at bank, A limited 87,000 plus B limited 22,500, together it is 1,09,500. Then cash in hand 6,400 plus 3,900, together it is 10,300. Okay, so this is the balancing figure. We should not write it while incorporating the asset, so you have to leave one line blank. Then in the next line you have to write to RBD account, that is 5% on total data. Total data we got here 80,600, on that we have to calculate 5%, which comes to 4,030. Then for incorporation of liabilities, first we have to write the debentures of B limited, which is taken over at a premium of 5%. The value of debenture is 40,000 plus premium of 2,000, together the agreed value will be 42,000. so you have to write here to 5% debentures account 42,000. Okay, then two creditors of A limited as well as B limited 75,000 plus 35,000, 1,10,000. Then you have to write two business purchase account. You have to add the purchase consideration of A limited as well as B limited, together it will be 20,30,000. After that you have to see whether the credit total is more or debit total is more, and where you are getting the balancing figure. In this case we are getting the balancing figure on the debit side, so it should be taken as goodwill. Okay, the amount of goodwill here we got is 1,01,130. Okay, then the next entry we have to pass for the discharging the purchase consideration, which is given by mistakenly as a second entry. Okay, so what is the entry we usually pass? Liquidator of selling company's account data to mode of discharging the purchase consideration. So here liquidator of A limited's account data purchase consideration is 13,10,000. Then liquidator of B limited's account data 7,20,000. Then two equity share capital account. So here they have added the equity share issued to the preference shareholders and equity shareholders of A limited as well as B limited. So total value, total number of shares is 1,40,000. Let us see that how do they get 1,40,000. Okay, here 5,000 into 10, we have 50,000 shares issued to preference shareholders. Then 5,000 into 10, 50,000 shares issued to equity shareholders. So 50,000 plus 50,000, we have here 1 lakh shares issued to the shareholders of A limited. Similarly, in case of B limited, 2,500 into 10, so we have 25,000 shares given to the preference shareholders, and 3,000 into 5, we get 15,000. So 25,000 plus 15,000 comes to 40,000. So in total, what is the total number of equity shares given? 1 lakh plus 40,000, 1,40,000. Okay, so same thing is written here. To equity share capital account 1,40,000, and there we have already discussed the face value of one share is 40,000. To the capital account we are transferring only face value. So 1,40,000 into 10 comes to 14 lakh. Then to securities premium account, these 1,40,000 shares are issued at a premium of rupees 2. So 1,40,000 into 2 comes to 2,80,000. Then they have also issued, they have also paid cash to the equity shareholders of A limited as well as B limited. So that should be added and written here. To bank account 2,40,000 plus 1,40,000, together 3,50,000. Okay, so this is the entry for discharging the purchase consideration in the form of equity share, and we have to write here premium amount, and in the form of cash, okay, which is credited to bank account. Then the next entry will be for exchanging the new debentures for the old debentures. As we discussed here, the old debentures were carrying 5% rate of interest. Now it has to be exchanged for 7% debentures. Okay, so this is 5% and this is 7%. So now what is the entry for that? This should be cancelled. Here now it is showing a credit balance. To cancel that we have to give debit. So 5% debentures account data two 7% debentures. Anymore in C Limited, the debentures will carry 7%. So you are crediting 7% debentures account amounting to 42,000. Okay. The next entry will be for the last adjustment. It was given that in order to increase the working capital and in order to pay the purchase consideration, they want to issue 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2.5 per share. Okay. So they are issuing that 30,000 shares to the public. So now what is the total amount they get by issuing that 30,000? 30,000 into 12.5 amounting to 3,75,000. So now those shares have been issued at a premium. What is the entry we have to pass? Bank account debtor 3,75,000, 2 equity share capital 30,000 into 10 which comes to 3 lakh, then 2 securities premium 30,000 into 2.5 which comes to 75,000. Okay. So these are the journal entries we have to pass in the books of C Limited. Coming to the balance sheet of C Limited, we have to incorporate or we have to record here all the assets and liabilities of both the companies. Okay. Goodwill we got here as a difference in the second entry amounting to 1,01,130. That should be recorded. Land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fitting. Everything you have to record seeing the second incorporation entry. Okay, because there we will be writing the agreed value. Directly you can write the same amount in the balance sheet. Okay. Land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, stock. Then coming to the debtors, total amount was 80,600. We have to deduct the RBD amounting to 4,030. The remaining balance will be 76,570. Then we have to write cash at bank balance. We had here, I'll show you. Cash at bank balance was 1,09,500. 87,000 from A Limited, 22,500 from B Limited. So together they had 1,09,500. Okay. From this they have paid the purchase consideration. Okay. Purchase consideration discharge entry, if you see, you will come to know. The purchase consideration paid to the A Limited and B Limited in the form of cash is 3,50,000. Okay. So 3,50,000 they have to deduct, but before that the receipt of this 30,000 equity share 3,75,000 we have to add. So this is the bank balance which is taken over from A Limited and B Limited. For that we are adding the receipt of those 30,000 shares which are issued to the public. From that we are deducting the purchase consideration paid in the form of cash. So finally we get the cash at bank balance 1,34,500. Then we have to write cash in hand. We have here incorporation entry 6,400 they have taken over from A Limited and 3,900 from B Limited. So together it is 10,300. Okay. So these are the assets on the asset side of the balance sheet. Then coming to the liabilities side here, we have to write under the share capital the equity shares. As we discussed, 1,40,000 we already had under the purchase consideration, plus they had issued 30,000 to the public. So 1,40,000 plus 30,000 comes to 1,70,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. The face value of one share is 10. Okay, which comes to 17 lakh equity share capital. After that we have to show the securities premium account in the purchase consideration. While discharging the purchase consideration, we have transferred here 2,80,000 to the securities premium account. In addition to that, here we have 75,000 while issuing to the public. Okay, together we have to add and write 2,80,000 under purchase consideration and 75,000 which they got from the general public. Okay, together it will be 3,55,000. Then here we have to write the debentures. Okay, this is 7% debentures which are exchanged in the place of old debentures amounting to 42,000, and the last one creditors of A Limited which have been taken over at their agreed value. Okay, so when you write all these assets and liabilities, the balance sheet will tally at 22,07,000. So this is the procedure of preparing the accounts in case of amalgamation. What did we do here? First we prepared the working note where we calculated the purchase consideration of A Limited and B Limited. Then we prepared the ledger accounts of A Limited, which is the first selling company. Then we passed the entries in the books of C Limited, journal entries. Okay. Then finally we prepared the balance sheet. When this question appears for 24 marks, you have to do all this calculation. Okay. So that's it for this session. Thank you for watching.